Cousins to sneak it. Can he break the plane? Is he in? No signal yet. Still waiting. He's short. They slam the door.
Lane.
This
will be the best angle right there. The shoulder is going to be down. And that football's right there. I think it's short. We talk about Von Miller and these edge rushers.
On the field, stands as called. It'll be Buffalo first down.
There it is.
But Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane did a great job going out and getting some big bodies inside to help out. Ed Oliver, Jordan Phillip.
Zero breathing room. He tries to sneak it. The ball is loose. Impossible. Do the Vikings have it? Scramble for the ball. It is a touchdown on their last breath. It's Eric Kendricks. A fumbled snap and a touchdown for the Vikings. The Vikings with the knockout blow. The Vikings win the game of the year.
And for that to be the result of all that effort pisses me off.
I don't even know what that is. Oh, it's Nostradamus.
Un-Nostradamus.
Un-Nostradamus. Meaning what?
Meaning I completely called that game was going to be the game of the year. Review the tape on that one. And I also called that I am climbing really fast up the standings, man.
This is like Illuminati stuff, man. I don't even know what to say here. I feel like I need like a secret password to be here or something, or like a handshake. And if I do it wrong, I might be.
Well, you have an animation studio at your disposal. I have a printer, so got to make good on some of it. What a weekend of football, dude.
That was one of the best games I've seen in a long dang time. It was awesome. It was crazy to see how both teams lost it like within the span of 2 minutes multiple times. It's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of blunders. Obviously, overtime game, anything could really happen. I didn't see most of it because I was piling out of the Hard Rock Stadium where the Dolphins play. So I missed quite a bit. I was kind of spotty on some of the coverage with my phone. But people were freaking out in the stadium because they thought, well, they saw the fumble happen live. That was actually on the board in the stadium. And then everybody was kind of funneling out. And then people were like, wait a minute, what the hell just happened? Like, it's back and forth now. So everybody was kind of rushing because obviously Buffalo's in Miami's division and they needed them to lose that game. So fumble recovery, less than a minute left defensively to essentially tie the game, win the game. Crazy, man.
Yeah, dude, but there was like missed extra points by Minnesota. There was a missed call by the refs. Minnesota had multiple times to like punch it in and couldn't do it at the 1 yard line. They got sacked to have to in overtime to kick a field goal. So all Buffalo had to do was come back and score a touchdown. They're about to do it, making it look easy. And then Josh Allen throws the interception in the end zone. I don't think I can ever get the picture. If you don't know, that's Jack, who's Straight Heath homie, waving to the Bills fans in that opening video. I mean, that's satisfying to me because I hate the Bills, and I'm sure Jack is happy. And poor Linda has a little frowny face.
That was great, even with the Derek Carr press conference. But yeah, the way that thing all really kind of unfolded. And I don't know, man, you and I go back and forth on this. I know Jack's going to chime in at some point here, but
all you got to do is talk about the Vikings and like
Minnesota,
Vikings fans appear. That's all. That's all.
Minnesota is they're legit, dude. Like, say it whatever you want. Look, Green Bay pulled out a victory against the Cowboys. We'll get into that, but this is a team that arguably could clinch before December, which is nuts. Doesn't say much for the rest of their division, but they're still winning games, man. They're still winning games against a conference, by the way, a division. The NFC East has the highest winning percentage in football. Now, obviously the Eagles had a big part of that, but the Giants are 7-2. Cowboys are now 6-3. Washington's now 500, and Minnesota has to play all those teams. So, I mean, I don't know what to expect of the team heading down the stretch. I do know they have a shit ton of division games left, and that doesn't say that. I mean, division games are tough, but I really think they could pull those off.
Yeah, I'm going to bet, and this could be a soundbite for a future video or something, but I'm going to bet the Patriots beat Minnesota because the Patriots play them in a couple weeks. I'm going to pick Patriots to win. And the Patriots suck right now. I'm not saying they're amazing.
So you're going to pick them to win 2 or 3 weeks in advance, huh?
Yeah. I don't think Minnesota's for real. I don't think so. I was like, so when I went to VCon, it's the one and only time I've ever been to Minnesota. Hope to get back to hang out with Jack. He has season tickets to that Minnesota, and that stadium is amazing. But the moment I walked off the plane, Kirk Cousins walked by, and not one person said hi to him. Either they not Vikings fans, not recognizable, don't like him. Like, I guess it's like they're just so polite out there. It's like you don't have anything nice to say. You don't say anything at all. I think that's going to be the same thing when the Patriots play the Vikings.
You sure it was him? I mean, maybe everybody in Minnesota looks the same. Who knows?
That's true. Jack kind of looks like him a little bit with glasses.
Well, we officially have our, I guess, unperfect/perfect season. It's all out the window now. We spent a little bit of time with Krista last week talking about this game, and it was tough to make that decision, but I think we were both kind of on the same page with Washington pulling that upset. There is no longer an undefeated team. If you saw the email, the 72 Dolphins, whoever still lives from that team is celebrating right now.
Yep.
Popping champagne.
I got the picks here too to talk. I guess it's like reverse mirror.
Did you pick Philly?
I fixed my settings. I picked Washington.
Can't read your handwriting.
I picked Washington to lose.
Washington to lose. Okay.
Yep.
So you lost that one then.
Yep. I was 7-7 on the week, and you and Krista were 9-5 on the week. So there were some good ones. The biggest one, I think, I picked the one that you guys picked Philly to lose, which is nuts. I picked Dallas to lose. You guys picked Green Bay. So I did have some Nostradamus. I'm just not going to put a piece of paper on my face to say it, but I had one.
There you go. All it takes is one sometimes.
Yep.
But yeah, overall, I mean, look, I call him your boy. Your boy went over to Germany and took care of business. But I don't think he's your boy anymore. You say a lot of negative things about him.
No, but I saw a funny tweet out there that Antonio Brown is sending all the text messages that Tom Brady sent him to make him look like a bad guy. I saw that like about an hour ago, but it makes Tom look like a nice dude. He's like, saying like, hey man, you used to be cool, and now you're acting a little bit selfish, and you're hanging around the wrong people. But that stuff's getting blown up on there. So don't text Antonio Brown if you don't want it to be if you don't want your Nostradamus picks to get out, because the secret is not safe with him and his phone, I don't think.
Yeah, and maybe Ben has some secrets on his phone too. Hopefully those don't see the light of day.
Yep. maybe.
But Tampa did fly over at first game ever in Germany, first regular season game in Germany. Turns out it was a huge success. I mean, people went nuts in that stadium. Again, I didn't see much of it because I was kind of on the road, but did catch some of the end of the game. Seattle kind of put up a fight towards the end, but they didn't have enough in the tank, man. I think both of those teams are a little tired. They're both heading into their bye week this week. And flying halfway around the world to do that kind of game puts definitely a little bit more strain on Seattle than it does Tampa.
Yep.
So overall, not the most impressive game, but good to see the NFL kind of expanding outwards a little bit. The game I was at, I mean, You want to talk about teams that are for real, dude? I know you're speaking with your heart on this one, but when you watch that team play in person, they are a complete team,
They
man.
played the Browns.
They played the Browns. You're right, but they gave the Browns a dose of exactly what the Browns do to everybody else. And if I sat here and told you that Miami has an actual running offense,
That's not true.
it's way true.
No, remember, we can rewind it, Nostradamus. It's better instead of just predicting the future, just to go back and because this is on tape. But you were complaining about how the Browns didn't run as much, and they finally did. They did it for like 1 week, and so the Browns haven't like had this long history of just like eating people up on the run all year. They did it 1 week.
Nick Chubb has one of the highest. He's one of the highest running backs in the league for yards this year. He has been like the last 4 or 5 years. They also have Kareem Hunt, who also is in the top 10, 15 year after, not so much this year, but year after year. I mean, dude, Miami scored Jeff Wilson Jr. from San Francisco at the trade deadline. Arguably the most under the radar pickup that has happened. I mean, traditionally trades don't happen in the NFL, but this year that one flew under the radar. He's back teammates with Mostert, and both of them had over 100 yards. Both of them had a touchdown. Tua did what he had to do. The defensive line looked amazing. The only complaint I'll have is the linebacking core. The linebackers were not stepping into the gaps and filling up when they needed to, and that's when Chubb was able to bounce it out and get his scoring touchdown, his rushing touchdown. But Miami looked complete. They looked dangerous. They didn't punt the ball. I think they punted the ball once, and it came like late in the fourth quarter. No turnovers. Like they really played. They played really good football. And again, against Cleveland, to your point, I agree there. They head into their bye week now. Ironically, dude, all the Florida teams have a bye this week. I don't get it. Like Jacksonville's off too. But I think that the AFC East, if your prediction on New England coming around towards the tail end of the season comes through, we're looking at a solid fucking division, both on the NFC and the AFC East front again. And it's been a long time since we saw that happen. I think the last time was when the Jets made the playoffs.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean the Patriots are the last place in the AFC East right now at 5-4. That's not that great, but the Dolphins. It's. I think both of the AFC East and the NFC East. It's not as stacked as it looks. I don't think any of these teams are. Or I bet you none of those teams will be in the Super Bowl, NFC East or AFC East.
Maybe, but how many of those teams are going to make the playoffs?
4.
You think?
I mean, it's going to be hard for the Patriots. Had the hardest schedule, like the second hardest, actually the hardest schedule, I think, depending what happened this week in the rest of the way going on to the NFL. They got Minnesota, which I've predicted a victory there. They got the Jets next week, which is a tough game, I guess. They're favored to win, but that's the only game that they're favored to win the rest of the way. They got Buffalo twice. So
no, they must be favored against Vegas.
Oh yeah, they should be favored against Vegas. They probably are now. This was something I heard last week. They probably are now because Vegas sucks, man. And the end of that video, I don't know if it was that evident with Linda crying in the video. Was the Derek Carr cry, which you haven't seen it in a lot. You don't usually see that, but he was crying pretty hard. And I'm wondering if he likes McDaniels or not. I have no clue.
It's hard to tell, man, but they are clearly not doing anything. Offensively, they're missing their cues. They're completely out of sync. It seems like the only person that shows up week after week is Max Crosby. I think he's got 7 sacks now on the season. Like he's a monster on that side of the ball, man. And Chandler Jones, everybody thought that everybody thought he was going to come in and just be the complement on the other side. And maybe he's drawing some double teams, which is freeing up somebody like Crosby, but he's not doing what everybody expected him to do. Their secondary is not performing that well. In fact, I think they just cut one of their first round picks from a couple of years ago. Overall, man, this team is just, Darren Waller played 3 snaps all year. Hunter Renfrow hasn't done anything after having such a great season last year. Devontae Adams is playing well. Morneau is not doing bad. Look, Jacobs does what he does when he has to, but he's not reliable as an every down back to keep moving the chains. Derek Carr's not making good decisions. Overall, this team is just in shambles, man.
I didn't realize how deep Derek Carr's voice was until we looked back at this press conference, and we had to take it and make it a chipmunk voice because it was too deep. I had no clue. The Raiders suck, man. It sucks. They paid McDaniels way too much money, and they can't get rid of him now. So it is what it is.
They did the same thing with Gruden. however many years ago. And, even on the second go around, they gave him an insane contract. Look, the Raiders do stupid shit like that all the time, man. They have like the highest paid kickers of all time. Like they do weird things like that.
Morton Anderson, is that what it was?
Yeah, well, it was Anderson, and now even Daniel Carlson. Last year they locked up their punter and their place kicker.
They love Swedish punters, man. Maybe they're onto something.
Maybe
Swedish kickers are punters.
Maybe. Well, Sweden's not in the World Cup, which is coming up too, man. That's going to be exciting to chat about.
That'll be fun. And I love that the Colts are the ones that beat McDaniels, because he's the one that's the team that he had agreed to be a coach. They announced it, not a press conference, but they announced it. They leaked it. He picked his staff, and then he said, "No, I'm not going anywhere." So,
okay,
it's cool to see that the Colts beat him of all teams.
All right, well, let's talk about that for a second, because that made a lot of headlines this week. Irsay's obviously done a lot of weird, controversial stuff as the owner of that team, or GM, and I guess governing voice in that management. Jeff Saturday, dude, this is a dude we grew up watching, protecting Manning, protecting Edgerrin James and all these guys all those years. They throw this guy in as not even the intern head coach, but you got the job, homie. Welcome. And they throw him in, and everybody was against it. I don't know if he made the right calls. I don't know if he coached the game well. He obviously got a victory after being with the club for 4 days as the coach. Not the best team. Decided very quickly that he wanted Matt Ryan back under center, and that clearly made the right decision. Is this guy a sustainable coach? Is he the next Mike Vrabel? Is he, is he this guy that we grew up watching that's now on the sidelines with a headset?
I don't know, man. I mean, Vrabel coached with Ohio State. He had a lot of coaching experience. This guy literally has not coached in the NFL or college, I don't think. But sometimes you just need energy, or you need to get your players to play, right? Obviously not a great coach on over here in my Pee Wee leagues, but you just got to get them ready to go. So that team, I did see the post game celebration, and they were fired up for this guy and super happy that this guy won. So anybody can beat anybody in the NFL, as we saw with the worst team ever to make the Super Bowl beating the best team ever to play the game in the Giants and the Patriots in 2007. Anything can happen. So Jeff Saturday could have beat the Patriots, I guess, if he was on the Giants coach.
Maybe, but we'll see where that club goes. I don't see them doing anything for the rest of the year, although they're in arguably the worst division. So, I mean, unless Tennessee completely crumbles, I don't see them having a shot.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, man. It'll be interesting. You did mention, and I just want to get right into it, because let's just give away some stuff. So you did mention finally, the Eagles lost. So we had done early on the season, the first few weeks, if your team on your owner's pass, the logo on your owner's pass lost, we got some cards in the hands of people. So the Eagles, the poor Eagles, and there were two of them, the dude's still freaking second or third place in the damn thing, but they didn't get any cards for a long time. So they're finally going to get one this week, which is cool. You had said last week if they have to cover, but they actually lost. So the Eagles get it. I also say that we give the Dolphins one, because the champagne popping, the perfect season is over. So I say we give the Dolphins logos also a card as well.
Cool. Make notes of this so we don't forget.
There you go. We're just writing it down. The also another moment that was kind of cool before we went live, you and I were talking, and we just kind of bought each other gifts. So we didn't even mean to. The NFL Rarity League which I know nothing about. I'm literally just testing out to see
rivalry,
the experience of the Web 2, Web 3, and that's a lot of the stuff. A lot of the NFTs you see that I have in the wallet is testing out, and either what's this project up to, or how's this process going to go. So NFL Rarity League is one of those things. I just wanted to see they're actually doing the same friggin' thing that we did and you set up, Mike, which is cool to see, where people can go in and buy with their credit card instead of having to go through the whole onboarding on MetaMask and all that stuff. But they do it smooth, so it's cool. But while I was there, I was like, let me get Mike one of these things, and you said, oh, I was going to get you one too. So thank you.
Yeah, well, I mean, we started off by finishing each other's sentences, and now we're just buying each other NFTs without the other one knowing. So this relationship has grown since the start of this UNfantasy inaugural season. It's nice to see that happen.
Yep. I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited to see how that goes. So want to get into the week?
Yeah, let's do it. Mr. Blue Man coming through. Let me share my screen and pop up some of the standings here.
Also, we have a new player And what's cool about that, I think it's mountain hikers or something.
Yep.
So, mountain hikers. What's cool about that is she popped into this thing, and then because the points were all retroactive, this week went over the 300 hump, and everybody, once they get to 300, they get an extra playing card. So just kind of popped in and got an extra playing card out of the gate. And I think there was, you said 11 or 12 or something like that also popped up. So there'll be other people that'll be getting these things as well.
Yeah, quite a few people popped over the 300 point, including, I believe, Blue Man, who I'll have to double check on that, but I think he missed it by a sliver last week. And, this clearly springboarded him across the finish line that way. So look at that offense, dude. Like almost 40 points put up. And defensively, they didn't, he was able to post some as well. I took a note of this. I don't know where I put it, but
who is his offense?
I was just going to look that up. Philly. Philly with 4 turnovers yesterday. And then obviously I made note of this in the email as well, but 21 points, believe it or not, is the second lowest score total that Philly has posted this season. So whether they're real or they're not real, they're still posting, north of 20 points a game. So that's minus 2.1 points off of the 40, which got him obviously 37.9 points for that particular category. Defensively, Cleveland didn't do much. They gave up a ton of points to Miami, so that clearly got him a lot of points as well. Denver didn't do anything in Tennessee. In fact, that flea flicker lost them the game. So there's 25 points on that front. Special teams in Germany, kind of a negligible category. But here's the interesting one. The updated lineup didn't go through for Blue Man. I guess, I don't know if he was trying to put it in another card, but he kept putting the same card in each of the categories, so we couldn't designate it. So realistically, the guy won shorthanded. 4 out of the 5 cards, and they were so powerful. Not only did he squeak by this week, which hasn't happened, and I don't anticipate it happening again by any means, but dude, there was a 24-point cushion between him and, we'll just call him 0x4C96.
Yeah, which we got to change as well. That's Mark Schaefer. So we got to change his team name on that. But he took down second. He's been the bottom of the barrel, still is, I think. But anybody can win. You can win in a weekly game as well.
Yep. And you definitely get rewarded for those weekly games, and obviously that can fire you up in either getting over that 300 point total, or just simply getting you a little bit of a boost in the standings itself. Isn't it funny that the Patriots and the Jets are 1 and 2 and both are on a bye? I noticed that last night as I had one eye open.
This is why you think you're Nostradamus, because you're connecting way too many dots that don't really connect. What the hell does that matter? What does that matter that they're on the bye?
It's just an interesting week that both of them appear at the top of our league.
What sucks is that they play each other next week. So like usually you get a little bit of an advantage with the team that you're playing because they're not always on the bye, but these guys are both on the bye.
Yep. And, the Bears obviously coming in the weekly loser. I don't even know how to say that name. I know you do. Owosususudio.
Yeah, it's the Phil Collins Susu Studio. So Jeremiah Osusu Studio.
Yeah. So just another hapless week for Chicago, and being a Chicago fan, you might as well just rename the team as the Justin Fields or whatever, because he's the only guy that's showing up week after week, man.
I've heard people that said he had a good game, man. I didn't watch that game for the life of me, but I can't imagine that Bears are going to be that good.
Well, the Bears are not that good by any means, but the guy led the week in rushing, I believe. He had a couple touchdowns, threw a costly pick, which turned into a pick 6, and Detroit beat him, man. Once again, Detroit's in a battle where they're letting up over 30 points and they score over 30 points. This time they kind of came out on the positive end of that. But I think it's just an indicator, again, of where that division is. Green Bay squeaked one out against Dallas. We talked a little bit about that. Rodgers kind of beat up Mike McCarthy. There's some history there, obviously. But, I don't see Green Bay, unless they make a hell of a run, and this kid Watson, if he is legit and, Rodgers starts grooming him to be that go-to new Devontae Adams, then they could become dangerous. But I think there's still way too many holes on that team.
We'll find out. I don't know. We'll find out.
So Coming in second is Schaefer. We'll throw in his team name pretty shortly here, but he did get the victory on the win-loss card as well, the all-important win-loss card. Oh, wait, let's see how you and I fared. Oh, look at that. I beat you by 0.4 points. Now let's see why. Who did you have?
I had a Buffalo offense on the bench, which I might play again with Josh Allen making all these interceptions.
Well, he's had 4 or 5 red zone interceptions in the last 3 weeks. Is insane.
2 interceptions in the end zone and 1 fumble in his own end zone yesterday alone.
Okay, so let's highlight your defense, though, because this is really what I guess I didn't win the week, obviously, but I definitely beat you. And I didn't beat you by much. But on the end of the game, and you said you went to sleep, I stayed up like a trooper, making sure that the stats were accurate to plug into the UNfantasy League. Philly ran. Okay, first of all, Washington messed up. They messed up the clock, so they were forced to punt, which gave Washington's special teams another point in the punt category, right? So they ended up punting with 11 seconds left. They punted it down to Philly. Philly ran some, the band is on the field type of play where they were doing all these laterals. And one guy messed up the throw. It was an actual lateral backwards, which means it's a live ball. It's an actual fumble right into the hands of the Washington defender. Washington defender then took it and actually scored with no time on the clock. So they posted a defensive touchdown with no time on the clock, but you lost 2 points because of that. That was officially a turnover. And that boosted me above you in the standings for week 10.
Yeah.
And it put me right on your heels, man, for overall standings, which we'll get to in a second as well. But these are games where like degenerate gamblers, like they completely fail, right? Like, oh, I'm going to bet there's 3 turnovers by Philly. Okay, perfect. 3 turnovers, 2 seconds left. All they have to do is not turn the ball over. Boom, defensive touchdown, turn the ball over. And now you're begging your bookie again. But yeah, I just wanted to highlight that because I thought that was interesting and kind of shocked me that you didn't see that until I told you about it this morning.
Yeah, I didn't see it, man. I had to get to sleep and get up early. I was up at 4:30 trying to figure out what to do for the weekly video this week, which was a hard one, but worked out hopefully.
No, it was awesome, man. It was really cool. So both of us are in the top 10, man. Battle Bunny's coming in number 8. I'm right on your heels here. So I think the lowest I dropped, I believe, was 52nd place. And I'll have to verify that. But 52nd place and all the way up to 6th, man. And all it took was one massive, gigantic weekly victory, which can't stress how important that was and how amazing that was just for the integrity of the league in its entirety. But slowly but surely eking up the points. And I know your strategy now, man. You're going to wait for me to set my lineup. Then you're going to set your lineup just so that there's no way that I can catch up. But I have a couple tricks up my sleeve, man. I have some trades that I'm working with behind the scenes, and I might pull the trigger on those trades and set my lineup last minute.
Yeah, man. Well, that's not good. You did pull a trade from underneath me last week and actually didn't work out. It worked out. So you traded your Kansas City penalty card. I had already worked out a deal for another part from that, and it got 0 points for her, so I'm happy. But speaking of Battle Bunnies, we have a Battle Bunny with Franklin Hunter, man. What's up?
Oh, I'm here. Hey.
It's Knarf.
There I am. It's Narf the Mad.
Narf the Mad, which maybe that should be the name of your team, man. I do like the Battle Bunnies as the name of your team, but Narf the Mad is like the best name ever.
I am representing the whole, I guess, but it could be Narf the Mad.
Well, maybe Narf the Mad's the quarterback.
There you go.
All right. Yeah. You've been active, man. You've been swapping up stuff in the free agency. You've got a couple win-loss cards.
Well, okay.
And it's the win-loss cards have worked out for you.
No, well, yeah. So I was in 4th place last week. Total. Overall, I was in 4th place. And I've done nothing throughout this whole thing. I just watch. I was in 1st for a little while, and then I was in 4th place, and I kind of just leave everything be. That's my expertise, right? Just
that's not true. No, not true. Because you're always asking me for advice of which card to play. Yeah. And you leave it be because I say, yeah, you're good with that one. Keep the Colts one in there. You did swap it out, I think, this week, which was an L.
I changed everything this week because I got some professional advice.
Who's this professional advice from?
I'm not going to say, but you can invite her up.
Well, she did go 9-5 with me in the pick, so
Yeah.
there's some sense of professionalism there.
So somehow I was 39th this week, and now I'm in 8th place. So I've dropped 4 places. Somehow I was 39th this week, and now I'm in 8th place. So I've dropped 4 places.
I think we're getting some feedback.
Yeah, mute the YouTube, Krista.
Hello,
watch it. You're giving us some watch time on the YouTube while you're doing it. You guys are pros.
Yeah, we gotta see what's going on. So
where's Krista in the standings?
And I feel like I switched out my home run card, and all of a sudden the teams just didn't hit enough home runs, and now I'm in 8th place.
Your home run card.
It's like watching sports with my wife. Like I'm watching a hockey game. She's like, "Well, why didn't he shoot a 3?"
That's right. And that was the other thing. I didn't get enough 3-pointers.
So I don't know if you were being facetious or not, Frank, but you said you got some expert advice. This week I did not give you advice. It's the only week I didn't give you advice. So you didn't ask me. So you probably saw my picks from last week, didn't agree with them. There's a new expert in town. Did you get expert advice from someone else?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't see your picks from last week. So, well, you just brought up my expert.
All right.
Hi, expert.
Hi. Okay, clearly I'm not an expert.
Well, you got 9 wins, and we're gonna do these picks right now here in a minute. Here, I'll go through the week, but you got 9 wins. You tied with Mike. You both called Philadelphia losing, which is probably the hardest game of the year to call. It takes some guts to do that. So 9-5, pretty good. I was 7-7. I feel like this week with Frank here, at least I won't finish last. But I got the pen and paper. I'm gonna write it down. Our picks. Hopefully, people that are watching here, including your home and YouTube, you can make your picks as well, and we'll see who wins.
Yeah, post those in Telegram, man. Let's see who the real professional is, and hopefully maybe next week we can bring them up and kind of get their method of madness. So definitely post your picks in the Telegram channel, and we'll compare them that way.
See, now I feel like I was sabotaged.
Well, I mean, you went to somebody that you're competing against in this league for professional advice about what.
All I did was help him because he had 2 or 3 cards that were on a bye. So I just helped him. I looked at all the stats from the season, and that's what we did. So,
my daughter picked a team that had the nicest colors.
That's what I'm going to do next week.
That's what we have to go back to.
All right, so week 11 starts Thursday night. Tennessee goes up to Green Bay for their back-to-back home games. Short week for both of those teams, both coming off a victory. Is Green Bay riding a hot wave? Can they beat the all-powerful running game of the Titans in the Tundra?
I hope not.
Okay, so what do you got? Who you got to lose?
I don't know, because isn't my owner's pass is the Titans, right?
Yep.
So does that have any impact on my?
No impact. No impact this week.
I don't know. Let's see who I got. Hold on, I gotta pull this up.
I have a couple Green Bay cards that I'm playing this week, or one. So
I think Green Bay's defense would be a good card to play this week.
I have their penalties card, but that's the only other card I have because my Miami's on a bye. So it's my
okay.
All right.
So Frank, you're picking the loser of Green Bay and Tennessee.
Sure. I don't know. I'm just Tennessee Titans are my owner's pass, but he said I don't even think I have a Tennessee Titans card.
No, but we're just picking all the games.
We're just picking win-loss. Whoever wins, or whoever loses.
Whatever comes to your fancy. If you feel like you are a paper Nostradamus as well.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the Titans for the win then.
All right, so this is the losers here.
I'm gonna go with the Packers for the losers.
All right, Packers for the losers. Krista.
It's a hard one, but I feel like Packers are gonna win another one now. I feel like they're getting.
I think they're gonna get crushed by the Titans.
Okay.
I mean, I
Mike-
don't
Packers lose.
they don't do well.
I have no basis for that, but I'm going with it.
All right, I'm going to say the Packers lose as well.
There we go.
Next one, I'll go first because we'll just swap it off snake order or something like that so that Mike doesn't accuse me of just making his picks. So what's the next one?
Carolina at Baltimore. Your boy Baker's back under center.
Yep.
I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's good or bad.
It means Carolina's taking the L.
I'm with you on that one.
All right. Krista?
Yeah, I'll go with that then.
All right.
What's the two teams again?
Carolina
Carolina
and
at
Baltimore.
Is it the North or South Carolina?
North.
Both.
Oh, North. Well, I like North Carolina better than the other state. So we'll go with North Carolina for the win. So the other one's going to lose.
Okay. So Baltimore loses. That
Yeah,
could
I'm
be a
not a
sneaky
fan
one.
of Maryland. No offense to Maryland people.
I used to have a fake ID from Maryland. I don't know why, because I guess people don't believe that people from Maryland exist, or they go out into the wild. But that's where my fake ID was. It worked really well.
Johnny McLovin. Chicago
We
at
have a puppy,
Atlanta.
McLovin.
Chicago
there's a
at
Johnny McLovin
Atlanta.
up in here, up chatting in here.
Chicago at Atlanta. Well, I'm hoping the Bears lose, so that's what I'm going with.
All right. Bears lose.
I say Atlanta loses.
All
Is
right.
it a bad idea for me to play both offense and defense the same?
No,
Well,
John,
don't ask me.
I mean, John just did it last night against with Washington. It worked out. I guess it kind of worked out offensively. They didn't really have the best game. They got the job done, but defensively, that last play made them lose to me, which that one's got to sting a little bit. So
I'm playing Chicago this week. Is that a good idea?
Chicago's offense or defense?
I have both.
My advice, if I were in your shoes, I would play Chicago's defense.
Okay.
I
So
wouldn't
can I
play
ask
either.
you one more thing while we're on that?
Yep.
So my other options for offense would be the Colts, the Eagles, or Dallas.
I don't know who Dallas is playing yet. We'll get there.
Okay.
Let's see real quick. They're playing Minnesota. That might be a good one to play. But we'll
They really think you're Nostradamus. Look at them. They really think it.
He knows more than me, a lot more. So
I'm going to go with Chicago's going to lose because I don't like Chicago because I'm from New York.
Okay. And how Mike picks it, I'm just going to go with my love line on my hand is long, so I'm going to pick Chicago is going to lose that game.
a Nostradamus. Cleveland goes to Orchard Park. Is this their turnaround game up in Buffalo, or are they kind of still sinking here?
Buffalo beats that, so Cleveland loses for sure.
And I just realized I have the Titans, the Tennessee Titans, in my special teams, and then I rooted for them to win or said they were going to win this week. I'm going to change my pick
Okay.
on that. So hopefully I don't know what the special teams.
So remember, the special teams will award you not win-loss. They will award you based on how many punts that team kicks throughout the game, and they will deduct points from how many field goals or extra points were made.
So does Tennessee punt a lot?
If they're up against a good defense and you think that their offense won't be able to move the ball against Green Bay, then the answer is yes.
Okay, well, I have no clue.
Expert?
You're asking me? I just look at the stats and I look at how many. That's literally all I know to do. So
Got it. You guys should literally throw darts.
yeah,
I say Cleveland loses.
Okay, Cleveland loses. And then did you guys get your picks in too?
Who's Cleveland playing?
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Well, Buffalo's in New York, and I'm from New York, so I'm going to say Buffalo wins.
Buffalo wins, so Cleveland loses.
This is my train of thought here for this whole thing.
We'll see. It might work.
You're a top 10 team, man.
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah. It was a top 5 team last week.
I'll go with the majority on this one.
All right. And Linda, I'm putting it, you're in the book. I'm putting Linda's here too, because she's commenting here. So she's got, talking like I'm from New York too. She's got Cleveland as well.
All right. Detroit and their 30-plus point offense / giving up on defense heads into the Meadowlands, the old Meadowlands, against the Giants. Somehow this is only -3 in the spread, but I'm definitely saying Detroit loses.
Good, because that's my win-loss card.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to go with
We're
that
all manifest that right now, and we're all saying
No.
because I can't root against New York team. So
John's going to differ. He's going to root for Detroit.
yeah, because he doesn't like New Yorkers for some reason.
I might play my Giants win-loss card. I'm just throwing it out there. But I am definitely in this game picking the Giants to lose.
Giants to lose.
It's my only win-loss card.
As long as Saquon stays healthy, that team is not going anywhere. But if he gets
I can
hurt,
make a trade with you, Krista. I got some cards we can trade.
Okay.
So this might be, again, one of the most embarrassing Super Bowl hangovers we've seen in recent times. The Rams can't do anything on either side of the ball. They have injuries now piling up. Their only saving grace is the division they're in, I suppose. But now they fly down under to New Orleans. I say the Rams lose.
The Rams lose.
Rams lose.
Who's the Rams playing?
New Orleans, the Saints.
New Orleans.
Yeah, I'll say Rams lose.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that too. I've been to New Orleans. I like it there. It's nice.
What? You like dark shit, so I wouldn't be surprised if you like New Orleans.
Why? What's wrong with New Orleans?
I don't know. I don't know. It's a little scary these days.
There's
zero chance that the Rams, that New Orleans wins that game. So I'm picking New Orleans to lose that as well.
I don't know who's
We're
going to
going
score
off
for
the
LA, but we'll revisit this next week, and maybe you have the Nostradamus printout.
Can you send me that paper? Linda earlier asked if we live close together. We do kind of, but barely see. We did all get together a couple weeks back, but send me the paper in the mail or fax it to me if there's still faxes.
That was
I'm going
fun.
to fax it to you?
Yeah, fax it to me.
Okay. You have a fax machine, but you don't have a printer.
Well, I guess I would need both to print it out. Yeah, whatever, dude. I'll just superimpose it to a Snapchat filter for crying out loud.
Jets at New England. We know who you're picking. I think the Jets coming off their bye is going to be pretty powerful. Patriots are for that matter too, but I still think they have a lot of quarterback problems, and the Jets defensively have not been playing bad. So I say Pats lose at home.
I think the Patriots are at home. I have no confidence in the Patriots, but I am going to pick the Jets. And frankly, the Patriots shouldn't have won as badly as they did last game. Mac Jones had a clearly pick six interception that was called back, but I am going to go with the Jets losing.
That's a good point. I forgot about that game a couple weeks ago. So, I mean, playing football for so many years and coaching it and doing like one of the hardest things I've ever experienced in football is beating the same team twice. And it's usually a split historically. Don't quote me on that. But that bodes in favor of my pick.
Okay. And by the way, we mentioned that Pee Wee football, we're coaching it. My boy, I'm assisting it, and my boy has got the Super Bowl this week, and we are playing the same team. This is the fourth time we've been playing the same team this year. We beat them all 3 times. So wish us luck here to win.
And that's thank you very much, or is that
nope?
Team in
first down punters. First down punters.
First down punters.
I'm gonna vote for the Jets to lose because in all my years in it, I don't think the Jets were ever a good football team, and I know nothing about football.
Yep.
I wouldn't root against New York normally, but
well, you're not wrong on your reasoning. Even Jets fans will admit to that, but
right, it's like being a Mets fan. Maybe there's a connection. Mets and Jets both have always sucked.
Dude,
my whole life.
You're from New York. You don't know this. It's the Mets, Nets, Jets, and Islanders.
They're
Those
all
4
terrible.
travel in packs.
Amazing.
They're the other New York teams.
Yes. Yes.
I will tell you this, though. And, again, I went to the Miami-Cleveland game this weekend. The Cleveland Brown fans before the game and the Cleveland Brown fans after the game, I feel like there's a massive consistency week after week on how they perform. Like every week they are fired up, barking, woof, woof, woof everywhere. And at the end of the game, it's tail between their legs. Really funny to watch. But I can imagine Jet fans are very, very similar.
Huh.
Krista, who you got?
Go on with you guys. Those poor.
I think we have some conflicting choices. So are you saying
I
the
thought
Jets
everybody
lose?
said the same. Yeah, Jets lose.
Jets
No.
lose. Okay, I say Patriots lose.
Patriots win.
All right, the all-anticipated Linda question. She's eager to know this one because of the cards that she holds, particularly on her win-loss. Now, I did get a Eagles win-loss card last week. I will not be playing that card this week. Lucas Oil Stadium is, I don't know if it's the toughest place in the world to play. But I think the Eagles can easily go in there and win that game. Although it is Jeff Saturday's homecoming. So there's going to be some emotional play there. But I still think the Eagles win that game.
I have the Colts offense
All right.
card. Would that be good or no?
The Eagles defense didn't look that good yesterday against, I've been playing Washington's offensive card pretty much all season. And I'm not saying I have the best points in the world, but they've clearly gotten me a lot of points. So I don't know if that says a lot about Washington's ability to step up on Monday Night Football or Philly's just inability to play defense last night. But I think statistically, Philly has a really, really good defense. So the Colts offensive card might not be a bad one to play here.
Well, I think I have some Colts cards somewhere. I need to. How do I see all my cards in one place other than my OpenSea? Because they're not. There's all this other stuff that goes in between, so I gotta constantly. But is there a way that I could see like all the cards I have in one
I
place?
asked earlier. So you go to
You
set
can sort it.
lineup.
Well, that's just the cards that you have in your current
Oh
lineup.
yeah, right.
But if you go to your OpenSea profile and you go to your collection,
Okay.
you can actually sort by the collection. And so I have like here UNfantasy Football, and I can see all the cards that I have in that collection here.
All right.
Hey, you got a lot of cards.
I'm sorry.
Got a lot of cards.
Hey, I believe in a great project, so I invest in it.
I
You
need
should
some
see my
more.
Battle Bunnies
Okay.
collection.
Sort by collection. Where's the sort by
You can
collection?
also type in unfan to
On the
Yeah,
left?
fan here into the filter.
Oh, there we
to
go.
the filter.
Collections. Okay. Sort by collection. Oh, this is brilliant. How did I not know this?
Somebody has to add $1 to the does Frank sound like Gary V swear jar.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one of them shiny silver backgrounds for my special teams Tennessee Titans too.
Oh.
I have a Colts win-loss card. Is that the Colts? It's the horseshoe in the shit pile.
Yes. That's the
Yep.
Colts. That's the card I've been telling you to play, except this week. And here you go.
Don't play it. I like horses better than eagles. I mean, eagles are cool, but I just like horses better. So
I'm terrified of horses.
Oh, I love horses. But so the Colts, you're saying, are gonna win.
I've been telling you to play the Colts card, except for this last week when the Colts did win. Thank you, didn't play
Okay,
it. But
so-
who are the Colts playing this week? Did you say
Philly. That's
Philly?
the game
Yeah.
we're
So
talking
Colts are gonna lose this one.
Okay, so I'm gonna switch out my win-loss. Where the hell's my pen?
Well, hold up. You played Carolina win-loss. Oh yeah, and you went against that card. You picked Baltimore to beat Carolina. So
I went based on Krista's what she told me to do.
okay.
That's how you deflect blame.
That's what I did. So you're saying put my Colts win-loss back in. I'm taking notes.
John, who you got in that game?
The Colts are definitely losing.
I'm going with John on that one because
Yep.
I'm about to play that
Oh,
one.
wow.
I think we're kind of unanimous there,
Except Linda.
except Linda. Just going for the back-to-back L's for Philly.
And I have a Giants defense card too. Oh, but did we say Giants are winning or losing?
The Giants defensive card actually might not be a bad play. They are playing Detroit. Detroit keeps posting 30-plus point games. So that might be a decent enough card to play. The one thing you got to watch out for is the turnovers.
Yeah, they throw a lot of turnovers.
Oh, okay.
So just be cautious of that.
I have a Detroit Lions penalty card. I think that's the Detroit. It looks like a lion. I'm going to go with that's it.
Is it the one Krista drew?
No, I don't have that one.
You got to get your hands on that one, dude.
I thought I did buy it, and I grabbed it last week, but it was the wrong cat. This one is CAR, team code CAR.
Carolina.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was Chris, and I got the wrong one. So I don't know what the hell to do with that one. That's a win-loss card, too.
That's a good win-loss card to have, man.
Okay.
I think I have one of those, too. Oh, no, I don't. I have their offense. I've been playing their offense, and I've been doing all right, too.
I had San Francisco special teams, too, also.
That's not a bad one, but from what I've realized, at least this week, they went for it quite a bit on fourth down. So they've been doing that, and that doesn't get you the punt points on the special teams card. So you got to be cautious of that. But
Kansas City,
they're another team that doesn't like to punt the ball, just because they have such a high-powered offense. They either move the ball enough to get into field goal range, or they just punch it in. So punts are really not one of their.
And then I think I have the Steelers. Terrible? The towel? Is that the Steelers?
Yep. That's Linda's favorite card.
Okay. You think that would be a good one for special teams this week?
They're playing Cincinnati at home. Yeah, I don't see why not.
So
Again, we'll get to that one in a second. But
okay,
those division games are always coin flips, man, and we saw that a couple times here with them. The new crowned champions who dethroned Philly is marching into Houston. I don't know about this game, man. Like, I have the Houston win-loss card. They've been treating me well, but this is one of those ones that I might have to just bench him for, because this is clearly a game that Houston could win. Washington has been playing well, but now they're talking about going back to Carson Wentz, which I don't really get or understand, but I'm not going to make the first pick on this one. You guys can make it first.
Houston's going to lose that game.
But I like Houston better than Washington.
You going to play your Houston win-loss card?
What?
John, you going to play your Houston win-loss card?
Yep.
That confident. Huh?
Wow, he's committed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll go with you, John. I'll try to help you.
Okay. All right. And I will, if I were just to not really pick that, because I'm trying to throw Mike off because he has that as well, I'll message you privately and say, don't do that.
Well, I'm not, that doesn't affect me at all. So
I can set your emails to go to spam. So just remember that the lineup only officially comes through if it's through me. I would never do that. I am going to say Washington loses that game because I think they're going to make a bad decision and change up the quarterback, and I think they're going to get caught flat-footed, and I think Houston just has nothing to lose again. So I think Houston pulls out the upset on that. This is one of the bigger rivalries in football under the radar. Not the oldest, but definitely one of them. Back to the AFL days. Raiders go to Mile High and play Denver. Now, these are two really bad teams. Overall, we talked a little bit about the Raiders earlier, but Denver just, I don't know what the hell is wrong with this team. They have a lot of issues at wide receiver. Their receivers are not in sync with Russell Wilson. Wilson forgot how to run the damn ball. He's not that threat outside the tackle box anymore. I'm going to say that the crying Derek Carr Raiders go into Mile High and win that game, and Denver loses.
Yeah, I'm going to say the same thing because my buddy's a huge Raiders fan.
I have a Raiders win-loss card. And since you said that, well, we're sticking with the Colts win-loss this week.
I would bet on the Colts card.
Okay, it's in. Well, it will be.
Vegas loses. Can I get caught up on people's Houston picks?
Okay. I say
Think I'm
Houston
getting bad
wins.
shoddy internet.
Frank, who you got? Washington or Houston?
I like Houston better than Washington as far as states go. So I'm going to say Houston wins.
This Washington D.C., not the state of Washington.
Oh, wait. So wait, this is Washington D.C. team.
Yes.
Oh, I definitely like Houston better than Washington D.C. So I would definitely go with Houston for the win. Well, I hope they win.
Krista, for the record, Houston for the win. Okay.
Yeah.
And John, you said Raiders lose. You're muted, so your pick doesn't count.
It's already recorded from before, but Raiders lose, yes.
All right, Cincinnati coming off the bye goes into Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had a pretty decent victory again, albeit against Houston. I think Cincinnati coming off the bye marches in there and flexes. I think Pittsburgh loses.
It's a tough one to go second with. I'm going to say Pittsburgh loses.
What do you say, Frank?
Well, we have friends in Pittsburgh, and I don't want their team to lose, so I'll say Pittsburgh is going to win. Is that the Pittsburgh Pirates?
No, that's baseball.
Oh.
But, couple cool facts about Pittsburgh, man. This is the only sports town that has all of their teams with the same colors. They're all black and gold.
Huh, fun fact.
They're also the most there's more Pittsburgh Steeler fans around the country than any other football team. Because when they closed the steel mills, they all scattered around the country.
Okay.
That's one of those did you know that moments. We need the
the rainbow.
The little rainbow, the reading rainbow.
Reading rainbow.
No, the more you know. The more you know.
I have a Pittsburgh Steelers special teams card.
That'd be a good one to play.
Okay, we'll put that as a maybe.
So, another crazy, weird thing about the AFC North, when these teams play each other, it literally could be a 50-51 game, or it could be a 3-0 game. Regardless on the matchups. That's how crazy that division has been in the past couple decades.
I thought you were going to tell me when the Mars is weird, crazy thing is when Mars is in retrograde, they both are on their bye week and they're 1-2. Like, this is the weirdest, useless facts I've ever heard of.
Hey, man, listen, you cannot question Nostradamus, okay?
No fact is useless. All knowledge
there you go.
is useful knowledge.
There you go.
All right,
you know. All right. So second straight. Wait, first of all, did everybody make their pick on that?
I'll say Pittsburgh loses. Sorry to Courtney and Sarah.
I'm scrolling up. I don't see Linda's pick.
Pittsburgh loses. She says,
Wow.
Is that what I got?
Wow. All right. She's learning the game here. No longer picking with her heart like John does. Dallas plays the second straight NFC North team on the road again against the team you don't think is legit. You think that they can walk into Minnesota and win?
I don't think Dallas is legit either. I'm going to go with Minnesota losing.
Vikings don't lose.
I say Dallas loses.
I'm with you, Mike.
Cowboys lose?
Yeah.
Cowboy versus Viking. Who's going to win?
Viking.
Well, I don't know. Cowboys got pistols
Cowboys
and
have
shotguns.
guns.
I mean,
Right.
if you're gonna, that's a whole different. But Battle Bunnies are Vikings. I'm a Viking class in the Battle Bunnies, and kind of root for the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
So
Jack's
I'm gonna
not
say
here
Vikings
today, huh?
win. That's right, and I got my brethren, Jack the Viking.
Yep.
So,
Okay, so Dallas.
We got to go with the Vikings are going to win. But then, in a real fight, I think the Cowboys would just shoot the Viking, and then that
Right.
would kind of be over. So
Yep. Unless those cannons travel far, right? So,
I don't think Vikings had cannons.
oh, Well,
I think they had those big balls of shit that they lit on fire and they put them into like those
like the
catapults.
catapults and like
That's
the
like
shred machines and
that's like what Bill's Mafia does in tailgating. I think something like that.
I don't think they had gunpowder yet. I don't know.
All right.
All right.
History buffs.
Fun fact, Mike.
I have Dallas offense. With that probably wouldn't be good there.
That's one of the question mark ones that I guess I would kind of wait for the closer to the game to make a decision. And if I didn't have a more surefire card, I would play it. But it's definitely not one that I would suggest is a slam dunk.
Yeah, you think Colts or Chicago would be better?
Yeah, well, again, Chicago is Justin Fields. So if that guy does nothing, that offense does nothing. But Atlanta doesn't have the best defense either, so that might be a tough one to play. I would say the Colts is the best option of the three. That would be my opinion.
I realized I literally have one offense card out of all my cards. I have 5 win-loss cards. I need some more offense cards.
Well, those win-loss cards could be sold on that secondary because they are very powerful. So
I'm going to keep them. I have Seattle. That's my only offense card.
And they're off this week, so you need to pick one up.
Okay. All right.
I have Eagles or Bears if you want that.
Yeah. Okay. Which one's better for this week? Well, you need them for this week too, Krista.
I'm using the Colts.
Oh, you're using the Colts. Okay. Let's see. What you got on sale this week?
Let's
see what's on the market.
Didn't get it.
I just want to select offense, right? Because I need offense cards. Let's see. What are we buying? We're going shopping. Points scored, point penalties. Total offense.
You can filter the offense, right?
That's what I'm doing. That's what I was looking for. There we go. What do we need? So who do we got? We got Buffalo. We got a cat rug.
That's Jacksonville. They're off this week, so don't get that one.
Okay, the cat rug is, and then Buffalo. That's a Buffalo, so I'm guessing. And then we got the little Angry Birds. We got a dead battery.
Yep. Chargers.
We got a lot of definitely. We got New York, the Giants.
And I would advise because
they're on a bye.
No.
Right?
No.
Okay. And then we got a few Angry Birds, but they all do the same thing, so I don't need.
I will say one thing. I mean, this is alpha, as they would say, right? Or this is info here. I will say first, I would say wait because we'd be possibly minting some more to free agency, so you might have more options. But I will say, the card number 674. Let's see what in the game here what the stats are. It's not great. It's 61.3 out of 167. It's the Giants offensive card, but I believe one thing I do know it's a second string logo, so that is a little bit more rare, but it's also a full set. And I'm not tearing up. I just need a sip of water. But it's a full set. So it has the same background as color team as the same logo team.
Yep, it is a full set.
We
actually mentioned this last week too. Sometimes it's a little difficult to tell them apart from Buffalo, but the metadata doesn't lie.
So is that a good offense card to have to play?
It's a good one to have as part of your collection.
Okay.
I would not play that card against Detroit personally.
Okay.
If I had to pick one of these free agent cards and say that they're going to do something this week, I would say it's LA.
LA. There's only one of those cards, right?
There's one of those cards, yes. The Chargers are there too, and we didn't get to that pick quite yet, but they are playing Kansas City, and the Rams are in New Orleans. So I would say the Rams is probably the best bet. Or I mean, is Kyler coming back? Do you know that? I mean, they didn't do anything with Colt McCoy, although they won. But now they're playing against San Francisco, who I think is a much better team than LA is. And that Cardinals card might not be a bad one to play either.
What's crazy is this damn Buffalo offense. You would think it's the worst card. I have a Buffalo offensive card that I've sat, but if you look at the stats, because they throw so many interceptions, It's got 155 points
Wow.
out of 167, so it's the top 3 or 4 card on the offense.
Wow.
What, that Buffalo, the dead Buffalo?
Yep.
But it's not worth getting to play this week.
Playing Cleveland, so I don't believe that would be the best card to play.
That would
home.
be a tough one to play.
All right. And so you're saying wait a couple days because there might be new offense cards, right?
Yeah, we have a couple that we'll add to free agent. We're not going to go as crazy as we did last week with adding a ton of cards, but we'll definitely update the free agency pool and just stay tuned to the Telegram for confirmation on that.
All right. Well, I just bought the New York card, so I have the New York card now.
You got the whiny one?
Yeah.
All right.
It's a good card to have, man.
It's a good card to have.
Yeah. So that way I have another offense card to play, and then we'll see if we get something better for this.
I'll just trade that card with you if you want. I probably have better offensive points if you want to play the game.
You want to trade just to play, and then you give it back to me? Is what you're saying?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
No, this isn't a lend.
Why not?
All right, John, who'd you pick in that Dallas game?
I picked Minnesota to lose.
Okay. Kansas City goes to SoCal against the Chargers. Division. There's a lot of division games this week, which is always cool to see. But I don't think LA stands a chance, man. They're not playing well. They looked awful this week. I say Kansas City goes in there and just solidifies that division.
Okay, so who you got to lose?
LA.
Okay, I will also go with the Chargers to lose that.
LA has 2 teams.
Yep.
They do.
Huh.
They
Okay.
used to have none. Now they have 2.
Okay.
Well, they had some for a while, and then that fell apart, and then now they got 2 again.
All right. I'm not a fan of LA. They have really bad traffic. So we'll go with Chiefs to win.
Okay, got it. Noted.
I like places with a lot of traffic.
Have you been to Kansas City?
No. Do they have worse traffic?
No traffic.
No, exactly. That's got to be. There you go. So they're going to win.
Somebody in Kansas City is sitting in traffic right now, like, you, what the hell do you know?
I'll go with the group. Chiefs.
Well, wait a minute. There's 2 Kansas Cities too, right? Isn't there one in this Kansas City, Kansas?
Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri.
So that
Everything
was
is in the
close.
Missouri side, but it's the same city, just separated by a river.
Okay. So which city does the team belong to? Like Missouri or Kansas?
Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah, Kansas. The only team Kansas has is the Jayhawks.
Is that a football team?
That's college.
Okay.
So, but yeah, mostly known for basketball. All right, Monday night game. This is actually one of those classic games, man. Is this game in Mexico? It is in Mexico. 49ers and Cardinals. Estadio Azteca. I don't know, man. Altitude could play a pretty big part in this game, which I don't think has an advantage to either team. But I think the Niners are too good, man. And especially if Kyler's not playing, I think the Cardinals lose.
Okay, Cardinals.
That's your angry bird, Frank.
Oh, Cardinal is the Angry Bird. I have no opinion. I think if they're playing in Mexico, they're all going to be drunk on tequila the night before. So that's going to be a hard
Toss up.
Birds probably have a lower alcohol tolerance.
I like this way.
So I'm going to go with the Cardinals lose.
Agreed.
Okay.
Angry birds are going to be angry.
Yeah. And drunk. See? So that's just not a good combination.
That's true. That's true. I will go with Arizona losing as well.
So
It takes
you guys
one
are
angry drunk to
coming
know
to-
another. So you're right about the Arizona Cardinals.
You're all going to be coming to me for picks next week based on my logic. You realize it has nothing to do with stats.
Yep. Okay. We'll see.
Yep, it has to do with traffic and tequila.
Exactly.
All right. Where we at?
Awesome. That's it.
That's it.
Week 11's games. All Florida teams are on a bye plus Seattle. So Tampa, Jacksonville, Miami, and Seattle.
Okay. I missed a couple picks. I missed Mike's pick for Houston versus Washington, but I think you said Washington, right? Or Houston's going to lose?
No, I said Washington's going to lose.
Okay. And then what did you say for the Vegas? I missed everybody's pick except for Linda's pick on Vegas.
I said Denver's losing.
Denver's losing. No way. And I think everybody else said Denver too, right?
I'm sorry?
Frank and Krista said Denver's losing as well.
I don't know. I don't even remember picking those. But let's see. I like Vegas. I like Colorado too. Denver's an awesome city.
Okay.
I don't know which one.
You already picked it, so I guess we go back and rewind it. But what has more traffic? Yeah, you said a horse versus a
There's way more tequila in Vegas.
We were on TV in Vegas. That was our first time on TV. So we're going to go with Vegas for the win. It was an accident, too. We just happened to be walking on the streets, and a friend sent us, I guess, saw us in the background walking on the streets and sent us a clip and said, "Is that you?" And that's me and Krista walking in our jackets. And we just happened to walk by on this show that was filming. It's like,
what was the show?
I don't even remember. It was some kind of reality show or something. We weren't really on it. We were just technically on TV because me and her were walking down the street.
It wasn't Cops, right? It wasn't like you weren't on Cops.
No, it wasn't that show. I don't know. It was a reality TV. We weren't doing it. We were just walking down the streets exploring.
There wasn't a guy sitting at the kitchen table when you walked in the house like, "Hey, how's it going?
Yeah. Good to see you again."
Good to see you again.
I think we were just walking from buffet to buffet because that's what we did while we were in Vegas.
I think it's pronounced Buffett.
Buffett.
Anyway, that's week 11's picks. Again, post yours up in the Telegram, and we'll compare them to what we don't know about this. Frank's traffic theory.
Yes, traffic and tequila theory.
I need a win-loss card if anybody wants to trade.
You need a what?
5
win-loss card.
I have 6 of them. One of them's on a buy, so I'd be open to a discussion.
Let's look at our cards right now.
I have a pretty long
cards right now, so because I know what you're going to do as soon as we get this off this thing, you're going to hit her up. So let's look at her cards here, so we can make some offers here. This is what you got to do, Chris. You got to guess in the same room, and you can do blind bids or.
I see that.
Special teams, win-loss, defense, offense, special teams. What's the 5th card?
Win-loss.
No, I got win-loss penalties card. Okay, so. Let's trade. Let's trade. Let's see what.
I was gonna do Colts for offense. I'm gonna do Bears defense. I don't have many options. That's why.
I got cute little Tigers for win-loss.
I like that Colts offense card.
I got Falcons too. I think I have the Atlanta Falcons as a win-loss card.
You do.
Special, I only have Giants, and then penalties. My only option is Green Bay. But I need another win-loss.
Oh yeah, I only got one penalty card.
Do you have? Chris, do you also have another offensive card here?
Yeah, I've got Bears, Eagles, Dallas, which I think Mike said Colts is probably the best one out of those.
Yeah, I mean. I just like don't get me wrong here. It's not for the game. I'm a sucker for the logos. I really like that Colts logo, so I can make a trade for you for that Colts offensive card for a win-loss card.
The one I was going to play this week.
But you got extra options, right? So I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. That's fine. What am I getting for the win-loss?
Let me look.
Give me a good loser now.
I will give you. They just are fresh off a loss, so we know that they could lose. I will give you an Eagles win-loss card.
What was our prediction on that game?
Your prediction was
Philly cheesesteaks give Frank gas, so I don't think he picked Philly.
Who are they playing again?
How'd you know?
Philly's playing the Colts.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you actually picked the Colts to lose on that one.
They do have really good cheesesteaks now.
I know.
I've never had one.
Oh my God, they're good.
It's like swallowing a brick. if you can imagine what that's
What do
like.
you guys think about that? Do you think?
I
win-loss
think
cards are better than offensive cards.
if you look up the term bamboozled in the dictionary, this trade would appear. That's my
Are you bamboozling my wife, John?
No,
Nostradamus.
I would never
opinion.
never do such a thing.
Well, Mike said he has some win-loss cards.
I got
Yeah, I
win-loss.
do. I have Cleveland, I have Dallas, I have Houston, I have Miami, who's on a bye, I have Atlanta, and I also have Philly. I wouldn't insult you by offering the Philly one, unlike some people. But the Dallas one, I mean, listen, they're playing Minnesota. Minnesota's 8-1. Minnesota's playing at home. That Dallas win-loss card might be a good one to play. Houston has that game I wouldn't touch, so I wouldn't offer you that one. I'll probably end up playing Cleveland against Buffalo.
I have the Carolina one. I have the Raiders and the Falcons and the little Tigers. I have those 4 win-loss cards. If any of those would be good for Krista.
He's just bananas on this.
Can you bring up mine and my wallet to show the cards here?
Did you consolidate your cards?
Because
I know you had some floating around somewhere else.
Yes, just type in unfan or sort by collection.
I'm digging the Dallas so far.
Dallas?
I traded him that one. That's the one from week 2 of the opening videos that
I need more penalty cards. I only have 1, too, and it's just the Detroit Lions. So let's see what you guys got on penalties.
Dude, all those battle bunnies.
Penalty cards.
I guess we technically could trade.
All your V friends? You have that many?
I guess we could technically trade. Yes, I have a little bit. We could technically trade anything. I could trade you a V friends if potentially if we wanted to. We're not completely out there.
What's the Nevermore bird? The dead crow.
That's Baltimore.
Ravens.
Ravens.
So fun fact about that one.
Oh my God. Edgar Allan Poe, born on March 9th, and so was George Clooney. I don't know.
No, but that's why the team is named the Ravens, because of Edgar Allan Poe.
That's pretty cool.
See, there you go. My little fun facts made it. That's a really cool statement.
Who is the host of Jeopardy these days? Because I can't say Alex anymore. This is not even a Jeopardy question. But who's the host of Jeopardy?
I don't know. Isn't it a revolving door? Is it Pat Sajak yet, or what?
That was Aaron Rodgers at one point.
It was. That's right. That's right.
Okay. I need a good penalties card.
Okay, so John has Buffalo.
It's a win-loss.
It's the red-black one.
This one?
Yeah.
That's Atlanta.
Oh, got it. Falcons. Okay.
I have one of those too, Krista, if you need it. I'll trade. I'm not trade. I'll just give it to her.
John's value is going down here.
Your poor real estate agents.
I don't know. I'm getting confused.
Because we could do the lending thing.
Look at this complete set that you got your damn hands on here.
I love that one.
This is beautiful. Uncommonly bad. Miami and Miami.
It looks pretty solid. I like that one.
Card, man.
I am after a sticky shuffle. I'm after sticky shuffles for sure. I have some of these. I just love the way some of them look. But I would take that Colts offensive card if it made sense. But I don't know. We can do it another time. We don't need to do it now. Are you offering something, Mike?
Well, I let's see what Krista has. I forgot. I could use an offensive card myself. But I'd be willing to trade you that Dallas win-loss. And again, they are playing an 8-1 team. And just trying to see here. Let's see. My offense. Actually, I was really thinking about playing New England's offense this week.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad move.
They're not playing that well at home. Offensively, anyway. Let's see.
Well at all.
Well, they're winning games, man. So clearly they're doing something right. Defensively, see, I have a lot of these cards that you have. Penalties, you're kind of limited.
Yeah, I only have, and Miami's on a bye, so.
I'll trade you that Dallas for the Miami. Penalties.
Wow. That's
I
a
don't-
good deal.
I like my Miami. That one's done well for me so far, right? Like, what are the stats on that one?
49.7 out of 65
Yeah.
versus Green Bay, 46.7.
Yeah.
Not too different.
It's all right. I'll end up grabbing one.
Can we?
Thank you, guys.
Anybody want to trade me, or just tell me what maybe to buy? Because I only have one penalties card. Well, now I have 2 offense cards.
You know, that was my offer to Krista, so if she didn't want it, it's okay. I understand.
It sounded like a nice offer.
It was a
sounded really genuine.
It was a good offer. It was a good offer, but you got to throw in there like you pay the gas fees or something. You know, don't just be easy on it. You weren't easy
I
on
want to
me.
get rid of my Miami card. That's why.
Going for a full set of Miami on all the categories here. I guess that's why. It's penalties.
Well, I don't have any Miamis that I could trade you, Mike. Otherwise, I would.
So Narf. This is what you got. What do you need? You need a special teams?
I have one special team. No, I have
I have 3.
one offense. Now I have 2 offense cards, and I have 1 penalty cards. I only have the Lions penalty card.
It's penalties.
I have Minnesota, San Francisco, Dallas, and New York Giants.
For
So
penalty? Oh yeah. And then I was
Yeah,
looking at ones to buy too, because there's a few up for sale. So I just don't know which would be the best for this week.
penalties are a tough one. You don't know what mood the refs are in. You don't know what weather conditions are like, how loud the stadium is.
Oh shit, Mike. How do you change? It's funny. How do you change in the secondary market where the where the money goes? Because it's in an FTX wallet account on there, which you can't get into. So don't buy a thing. Don't buy a thing.
We'll fix it.
Pretty funny.
But yeah, FTX run away fast.
Well, I did buy that Giants one now. So that might be
You got a lot of dude. You got a lot of win-loss ones.
Yeah.
You know what? I got an idea. So, unfortunately I'm the agent for him right now because officially he doesn't come into Earth until February. But my son needs a win-loss card.
Is his name going to be Michael too?
It is.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
It's going to be a junior.
not quite, but yeah, different middle name.
Okay.
But as you can see, this is one of my favorite cards too. It's the second string retro Dolphins logo with the butt fumble background. But obviously they're on a bye this week, so he is in desperate need of a win-loss card. And you said you need penalties.
Yes.
He doesn't have a penalties to spare, but he does have the uncommonly bad background of San Francisco with LA, and they just played this past week, ironically. So that might be a good one to stash. They're also playing Kansas City, so I'd be willing on his behalf to trade you that penalties card for the win-loss. Let's call it the Raiders win-loss.
The Raiders. Which one is that? Okay. For what? For a penalties card? Will I play that penalties card this week? Because I need something for this week.
You could. They're playing Kansas City.
But what about the Lions? Is them good too?
Yeah, I mean the Lions are playing the Giants.
And the Giant. I wonder who's gonna. I know. Okay. Well, I'll trade you, Mike. Since everybody else turned down your trades, dude, I'll make that trade with you.
I feel like I'm opening up Santa Claus's bag here and nobody's jumping in.
Yeah, I got you, buddy. I got you. I'm with you. That's fine. And plus, you said you need another win-loss card, so I'll do that with you. I'm going to just mark it down because I can't trade on this computer. I have to use the other one. So I'm going to send you the Raiders, and then you just send me whatever you said.
So that'd be the Las Vegas win-loss, and in return for the LA Chargers penalty.
Wait, Raiders are in Vegas?
They are.
Were they always in Vegas?
No, they're like dog shit. They've been everywhere.
Okay.
They've bounced around a lot of different places and, in fact, returned to some places. But I think they finally found a home in Vegas.
Okay, so I'm going to trade the Raiders. I got the Colts on my win-loss. I got Pittsburgh on my special teams, I guess, is what I'm going to play. And then I don't know who to play defense off. And I'll play whatever you just gave me for penalties. Said it was probably better than the Lions, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a compliment, Mike. So I've been fumbling around. I don't know if you can see me because I'm not even looking at the screen, but I've been fumbling around trying to get the card over to you, or the NFT card of the gift. But it was so difficult. I couldn't even buy the damn thing. I could buy with the credit card, but I couldn't buy and connect the wallet. It was taking forever. It's literally taking 25, 30 minutes for me to sort out. We do have it. We do have it now. But the experience to connect the wallet and the NFL thing was awful. I had to end up doing it through my phone. So great job setting up.
What is that? Rarity League. That looks cool.
The NFL.
You got me the Patriots too, huh?
Yep. Of course I did, right? We're both getting each other. You guys missed it a little bit, but before we went to this live stream, we were saying like, hey, checking out this Rarity NFL Rivals just to see what they're doing. And Mike's like, oh, I was going to get you one of those. And I was like, good, same deal here. So we were gifting each other some stuff we didn't even know. But the experience was easy to buy in a card, and I complimented them on that. It's or maybe it's not the NFL. Maybe it's just a licensed NFL. I don't know. But I could not buy the damn thing and connect my wallet. I had to go through my phone. That's what I've been doing this whole time. It's taken me this long. And I've had like real user experience pains here.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that, a bunny ear.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, look, there was a lot of hype on this project going in, and when they launched it, it didn't move that much.
It go well.
It's not a cheap project either.
Yeah.
But you know, they have some interesting, cool little art, and obviously they are licensed officially by the NFL. I like our logos way better, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. Well, I'll have to send you a Giants one just so you can remember what it's like to lose the Super Bowl twice.
I was hoping you'd already sent it so that you know the joke would be I get the.
I've been
the
playing
Patriots
host here, man. I can't share my screen and send it to you. Put my credit card information live on the stream.
Oh, you got a Patriots one.
And you guys are helping me pick my cards for this week.
Well, I do thank you for the Patriots. It will sit there and in all its glory and hopefully be more rare than some of the other ones.
Are you a Patriots fan, Mike? Is that why he sent you the Patriots, or is it the absolute opposite?
I am a Patriot, but I'm not a Patriots fan. So we'll leave it.
I like that.
But I'm not against the Patriots either. I mean, like, that's the weird thing about Boston and New York, right? Like, baseball absolutely can't stand anything Red Sox related. Obviously, they're the same fans, but the Patriots, the Celtics, the Bruins, even, not really a rival for me. They're more rivals of the other New York teams. So, but definitely Red Sox, absolutely nothing to do with them.
Well, I get it because we're Yankee fans.
Mm-hmm. So the Patriots are always rivals with the Jets because they're in the same division. The Bruins are not in the same division as the Rangers or the Islanders. They're more the Canadian teams, and Buffalo for that matter. And then, the Celtics and the Knicks are just a joke. So, like, they haven't been good forever. So, like, there's no real rivalry there.
The Lumberjacks and the Silly Nannies, they hate each other. They used to be in Vegas. Too frank. So, give me a little history lesson. So, how did you know that wasn't true? I assumed I could just throw out some names. This was the first thing that came to me, and you would just be like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." I didn't know the Lumberjacks had a team this year. But
look, you want stupid stats? I got a shit ton of them. So,
Are you messing with me?
I guess. I mean, messing myself.
I think
he's messing with me, saying that I'm just full of useless. You know what I am? I'm like the Bazooka Joe gum wrapper. You read it once, you get a chuckle, and then it ends up on the bottom of someone's shoe.
For those that remember Bazooka Joe,
mm-hmm. How much did it cost in your time, man?
Speaking of putting a brick in your mouth, man, that's why you know, because those things.
They were a nickel.
Yep, they were 5 cents.
Yeah, and they were like a rock.
Yeah,
it's not like they were going to crack your teeth, but they were good once you got them going.
Right.
Yep, and then Big League
Like 5
Chew.
seconds.
Big
Remember
League
Big
Chew.
League Chew?
That's still around, though, the Big League Chew.
Is it really? That's good to
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah.
But
It's all shredded, right?
what?
It's like shredded.
Yes.
Yeah, it's shredded gum, and it lasts like maybe 6 seconds of flavor.
But you remember when Bazooka came out with different flavors? Like they did have the grape little brick, and they had like different flavors. It just wasn't the gum flavor
No,
anymore.
I think I gave up on Bazooka before that happened.
Okay.
But
The question is like when you rip those things off, like how much? And this goes for Starburst too. But like, how much is it acceptable level of paper that still gets stuck on there?
okay, so up north it wasn't a problem. Here in Florida, massive problem because all the
Humidity
candy
difference.
melts everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. New York, it just comes off. There's no humidity level.
Yeah, I kind
They
of.
were even harder up in New York, I think. They were more stale probably because there was no humidity.
I don't know how many wrappers I ended up licking out of my daughter's stash of Halloween because all the candy was melting into the wrapper. And you can't just open up a Snickers and throw half of it away because it's stuck to the wrapper. You gotta fish it out, man.
Absolutely valid. Absolutely valid.
That's why I like Kit Kats. They don't do that.
They do. They have their moments. My favorite is I throw candy in the freezer, like the chocolate bars, Kit Kats. They're just Reese's. They're awesome in the freezer.
I agree, but if they already start to melt, you're finished.
Yeah.
Like there's no going back. You want to talk about how much of an acceptable tolerance of paper there is? Try peeling frozen paper off of a chocolate bar.
No, you got to do this pre-melt.
I feel like we got way off course here.
Absolutely.
We're on course. I don't know. I just really the most thing I'm about this chat is I'm very, very angry that I didn't know this information where you stored these Kit Kats because I love frozen Kit Kats before we went over your house. So now I know, man. You better hide those things.
Yeah, you gave us that bucket of warm chocolate. Yeesh.
Yeah.
Frozen ones ready to go.
I didn't know people like
Point
frozen.
two.
I was wondering why you're being so generous with the chocolate. Like, wow, man.
Take them. Take them.
Take my last Snickers. I didn't know you had a stash in the freezer.
That's because we're just generous.
Not
They have
generous
some
enough.
frozen Buckeyes in there right now.
Oh my God! Yeah, so I was up in VA. We went to this Mennonite supermarket, and they make everything fresh there, and they make fresh like Buckeyes, and they have these. They're like mini Buckeyes, and you just buy a bag of them by the weight, and we threw them in the freezer, and oh my God, they're so good.
I know a Buckeye as a sticker on Ohio State's helmet.
Buckeyes, it's like little chocolate peanut butter.
It's like a Reese's.
It's like a Reese's, but they're.
I think I've been to that Mennonite place too. Maybe there's a bunch of them, but it
Oh,
was
there
legit. And talk about horses. Smells like horses in there, for sure. But it was fun and it was great food. It was like, it was some great stuff. Some great stuff in that market.
Yeah, I brought a whole bunch back, shit ton back for us.
Held down on us with those.
Well,
two.
thank you very much for joining this stuff and playing along. It's been fun carrying your team for you, Frank.
Yeah,
And-
I appreciate the help. Unless somebody wants to
I
help
won't
me.
be helping Frank anymore.
All right. Yeah, because the points are great. Like we're freaking close. I'm a few points ahead of Mike, but that's been the story of his life, unfortunately, forever. Just can't catch me. So, but everything is really, really close.
You notice
So-
Krista beat me this week, right?
is
All of a
week
sudden
10.
she's ahead of me this week.
No, I didn't think I did at all. I was like
This
50
is-
something this week.
This is week 10, and while there's a lot of football left to be played, this is the last weekend where John gets to talk shit. because I've already won a week. I've already crawled out of the ashes, and now I'm going to surpass you for the rest of the season.
Like a phoenix, right, Mike?
Phoenix rising. Daenerys coming out naked.
Okay. If that happens, then just pass me, man. I'll take it. You know, if you're coming out naked, then just go right ahead. I'll wait for you to pass.
Yep. You can kiss my ass on the way by, too.
So there is a lot of football still left to play. I will say we dropped a little bit of hint. It's not fair for just you guys to get it, but the full sets, there's something that was mentioned before of a potential to add into the game. But for sure, the full sets are something to.
Well, now I own one.
I don't have one, and there are none to buy. So
I just bought, I guess, the one John told me to buy.
We could trade. And I feel like there is some that I saw on there, but maybe somebody snagged them up. But there is a couple. One of the hardest parts of this stuff is we don't, when we mint these to free agency, Mike and I like to keep it fair. We don't partake in it until at least Thursday. I've been not partaking, but there's just some cards I want just because they look badass. But
in the free agents, when is the free agency open?
So after these Trash Talk Tuesdays, we sort everything out. We get the awards sent out to people, the winners, the runner up, the loser, and then obviously everybody who eclipsed to that 300 point total. I think this week we also said that we're going to toss the Philly card holders a card.
not the Philly card holders, right? On the owner's pass. If you have the Philly on the owner's pass,
Philly on the owner's pass,
which is
there was another batch too, right?
Yeah, and the Dolphins, because the Dolphins have a perfect season. They have this super annoying. That's like one of our backgrounds. Making fun of the Dolphins is living in the past because they always talk about their perfect season in 1972. So Frank, you were the only one born there. Probably in first grade by then.
1972, buddy.
But so you might remember. But so they always talk about the past. So we created this uncommonly bad background called living in the past. And every year, because there's never been a perfect team, the closest that came was the Patriots. They kind of were the perfect team. It's lost in the Super Bowl, but nobody has ever won. So every year when a team loses, Dolphins fans, pop a bottle of champagne. It's probably like a box of wine and from Hialeah, the way those Dolphins fans party. But it's that's it. So the Dolphins fans on the owner's pass are also going to get one as well
as a celebration.
Oh, that's cool.
On the full set, it just has to be the background and the team and the logo.
Yep.
Okay, because there are some.
There are some. Hey, hold up.
Wait, the free agencies, they're on OpenSea also, right? I'm just looking at them on the UnFan site, but they're actually, these are the same cards that I can find on, they're on OpenSea.
They are. So yeah, this is the Web 2, Web 3 integration that we worked in that apparently NFL Rivals or Rarities is utilizing too, which is really cool to see, and love being at the tip of that spear because that's definitely going to help onboard people a little bit, more securely and into the space. But yeah, so if you buy the any of the free agents on the website using a Web 2 credit card or PayPal, what we'll do is as part of the checkout process, you have to put in your wallet address, and we send that NFT to that particular wallet. And if you don't have a wallet and you still haven't onboarded yourself yet, we do have a team locker where we send those to, and we kind of stash it there for you. There's still a couple people that don't have wallets that still wanted to participate and check this game out. But we are storing their NFTs on chain in a particular wallet. Everything is kind of labeled with their name and what NFTs they hold.
That's awesome. You guys are awesome.
Yep, Mike's amazing with this stuff. I'm freaking pissed because the one I bought you, I just didn't think they were going to reveal. So I thought that you were going to think I was all nice and getting you a Giants one. You would open and it's a Patriots one. The one I got myself has not revealed that it's a Patriots one. Yours has apparently. So does it tell you what it is?
Well, it says that it is. Where is it? Like I don't know what any of the traits mean. I didn't read up on it that much yet, but. It's a blue background, top hat mini crown. So apparently I have a crown. Shutter shade eyewears. Face mask is white. Mouth guard is blue. I have camo pads. That'll look pretty cool.
Mm.
And then the Patriots are the actual team.
All right. Well,
I
good.
don't know
I'm
what
glad
any
you
of
got
that
it.
means, but
That would have been a great prank, but it'll all work out. When you throw as many pranks out as I try to, they don't work out. So this one works in your favor. I'll just wait for mine to reveal. But
I'm just curious, is there anything special about them shiny tinfoil backgrounds?
yes. Yep. So the backgrounds, the rarities determined here with the backgrounds, right? So you have your common, which is like over 70% of the collection, and those are just the colors, just the flat base colors.
Right.
You have the uncommonly bad,
Right.
which is I don't know, 10% of the collection or something along those lines, right? Then
Okay.
the rarely good, which there's only 4 of, all denoting some sort of
Yep.
failure. Those are rare. The rarest of them is the sticky shuffle, which is the ring pop. It's definitely one I'm after because I just love the way it looks. So there's those. And a couple weeks ago, those, if you had one, they got a free card. And if you had a sticky shuffle one, you got a free win-loss card. So week 1 or week 2 or week 3, whenever the heck it was, the next step up is the epic fail or the backgrounds, and those are the diamond backgrounds. There's only 3 types of teams on that stuff, and they're all teams that have lost all their games, the perfect season in our world. So you have the Browns, and that says QB wanted. One is kind of a pun because they don't have a good quarterback. They have him for years, but their quarterback's also like kind of a dirtbag and has had some legal trouble. And there's another one called the perfect season, which is the Detroit Lions when they lost. And then the best one, the cream of the crop of this, is the creamsicle of the crop. And that is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who were only 0-14, but they were the first ones to have a perfect season in our world. And they had this god awful uniform that was like this orange color that's called the creamsicle. So that's our best background. And
Okay.
week 2 or 3, the diamonds all got battle bunny. So if you had a diamond, you got a battle bunny series 1. But if you had a creamsicle and there was only 2 of them at the time, I think there's only 3 now, they got a Genesis Spartan. So
that is insane.
Yep. So they've gotten that was the beginning of the season. So the background's what determines the rarities. They don't have any component on the game quite yet, but that's that. The other thing to note is the second string logos. Some teams are so bad that you have 2 logos to make fun of, and Christakins made an update and to our Detroit Lions logo, which is the kitten logo. Last week, everybody that had that Detroit Lions second string Christakin artist got a bunny hearth tree airdrop to them. So those are the things to look out for, and those are the rarity components beyond the game.
So okay, so then I have a question because I'm looking. There's as far as traits goes, background level, and blooper. Now I understand that the background level is those, like, because I see the silver is the rarely good, right? Is the blooper is that the extra thing you're talking about where you would see, like, I see this wide right, like where would you see the creamsicle? Is that a trait? And what would that trait category be considered?
The background would be the epic fail.
Right, what background level?
Yep.
Right. So I'm just trying to understand the trait. So then, like, and then I see this blooper where it says wide right.
Blooper is like the pattern on the back.
Yeah. So it's a moment that signifies like kind of like a joke that we're making with the background. So yes, creamsicle is in that category.
And so that's technically the blooper category is where you would see creamsicle.
Yes. So any of the blooper or the backgrounds that we use to make fun of a moment of that team are classified as the blooper.
Okay, that's what I was just trying to break down the traits to understand when you were explaining them what traits I'm actually looking for, what categories they fall in. So that makes more sense. So like there's now the Raven, I see that it's got the silver background, right, which is rarely good, and it's got this blooper on it called wide right, which you realize is less than 1% in the collection have that trait. So I was just looking and trying so I can understand better.
Yep. So there's only 3 of the epic fail background team cards. There's Tampa Bay, there's Cleveland, and then there's Detroit.
Okay. All right. And then, okay. All right. I'm looking. I'm learning.
We learned it from you. It's like that 1980s, 90s.
I learned it from you, watching you, Dad.
Yep. But we learned these traits and rarities and full sets from you guys. So thank you.
You're welcome. We'll go back to playing video games and Dungeons and Dragons, really.
Yep.
It paid to be a geek growing up.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Because I wasn't into sports growing up.
Yep.
My dad wouldn't know, like my family wasn't into sports, so I don't really know much about it.
This is where the worlds collide, which is very cool, right? So I was not into these rarities and collectibles and all that stuff. Now I love it. But we're kind of colliding those worlds with the sports, the games, as well as the rarity component. So perfect team. There's perfect team here.
In so many facets, I would say.
Yep. Agree. So many fat asses in the top right of my screen is what I think you said.
You're just mean.
No.
I know. It's all right.
You did tell me to kiss
it
on the way back
this week in the standings. So,
did you win again this week?
The whole thing? No, but I did beat John.
Okay, I got you.
You would know, Frank.
Oh, if he won the whole thing. Yeah, that's true. I will say there was a lot of grandstanding last week.
He's worse than like a CrossFitter vegan, and that doesn't stop talking about doing CrossFit and being a vegan. He just, so if he wins, you'll know.
Mm-hmm. They're always very well earned. I make some really good moves. I dump cards. I don't get points.
Well, and I hope we got some good stuff for the next opening video. If anybody has any ideas, hit us up as well, because those things are starting to get hard to do. But thank you to Paul and Asher for putting that thing together. Thank you for Straight ETH Homie, which is my favorite name in this whole thing, and Goal Stoppers for being stars of that show. And I'm hoping that Mike is the star next week of that opening video. That if he is, that means that he didn't do too well. So we'll have to wait and see next week, 2:30, I think. Next Tuesday, Trash Talk Tuesdays. Appreciate everybody here.
I was really coming on this week hoping to be able to talk shit, because we've been in fourth and first place, and then this week it was just eighth place, and I was like, really? No. I just
gotta find your moments to talk shit. Like, the shit talking is an art, right? Like, it takes a lot of perfection, a lot of practice. It takes you to be in 52nd place and crawl your way up to the top 10. And then along the way, you get little victories. But at the end, there can only be one on Nostradamus.
I think I've been in the top 10 and top 5 almost since this thing started, man.
Yep, you have. But do you think it's a coincidence that I didn't let you on? I finally let you on when you're below me and not able to talk trash. That's
I don't believe
tactical.
in coincidences.
Right, there you go. So,
but it's always been overall. I've never won any week.
Either.
It's always
two of us have. Krista, high five.
Yep. What are you doing with that?
Just high five the camera.
Are you double jointed over there, man, or something?
No, I'm trying to. She's on my lower left. So.
Oh, I get it. Oh, look, I can high five Mike.
There you go. Right.
There we go.
It's all right. I'm above you in the standing, so I guess this is kind of accurate.
You know what? I'm going to come back whether win or lose, and I'm just going to talk shit regardless.
That's the point of this thing, man.
That's what I do. This is mental jiu-jitsu. I'm ready next week, regardless. I have to be. Whatever happens, I'm going to become prepared. So you better become prepared too.
All right. I'll fax this over to you, man, so you'll have something.
Yeah, give it to me in fax. All right.
I'm still missing 3 cards. I need to know what to put in. I'm going to go ask a different expert.
Yep.
There you go.
I'm not telling you that.
Thank you, everyone. We're running out of storage space on our YouTube
That's
channel.
Exactly it. Yeah, but I'm about to upgrade my StreamYard, so I'm trying to hurry the hell up. It's like an airplane phone back in the day. We had to talk real fast. So
keep tabs on Telegram for the updates on when free agency and all the rewards are airdropped. We'll get everything squared away definitely before Thursday night kickoff. Once again, all the Florida teams and Seattle is on a bye. If you need one of those cards, scoop them up in free agency.
Yep, Mars is in retrograde, whatever. Useless fact. Get a McDonald's Happy Meal. Figure it out. See you next week.